section, we would be learning about two particles. The first one is something related to subject, and the second one is one which modifies the noun. So let's start by looking at the following examples. Hari is an Indian. Raji is an Indian. Let's write these two sentences in Japanese first. Hari. Writing this in katakana, Hari. And by now you know that whenever you are addressing to some other third person, it should be done along with the name suffix. And in this case, I'm going to be writing the name suffix as san. Remember what are the other name suffixes we've just learnt? San, kun, chan, and sama also. So out of them, the most frequently used one is san. Hari-san, and Indian. The Japanese word for Indian is Indojin. So let me write this. Indojin. Can you try framing out the sentence now? Hari-san, Indojin. It's the same, en wa into this form. So Hari-san wa Indojin this. Coming to the next sentence. Raji is an Indian. Raji. I'm writing that in katakana. Raji-san Indojin. And completing this sentence, Raji-san wa Indojin this. So these are the two sentences. If grammatically you have to see, if I'm speaking to someone and telling that Hari is an Indian, Raji is an Indian, generally we would say this as Hari is an Indian, and if the statement about the topic, let's take Hari and Raji are the topics here. So the statement about the topic, that is Indian, the statement is the same in both the cases. In such a scenario, according to English grammar, if you have to speak the sentence, you would tell Raji is also an Indian. Hari is an Indian, Raji is also an Indian. This is how in English grammar we would speak. Same way in Japanese also, if you were to speak something of this scenario, there will be a small change which happens here. Now, the change here is going to be in this particle, which is the va particle, the particle which is for the topic. In the first sentence, it remains unchanged. Hari-san wa Indojin this. Just the same way. In English grammar, we have not changed anything in the first sentence. It's only the second sentence which undergoes a change. Hari-san wa Indojin this. Raji-san wa Indojin this. In this, there will be a change. And what is the change? It is, instead of this particle va, we would be writing the particle mo. Raji-san mo Indojin this, which means also. First thing to be noted here are mo. When will mo be used? When the statement about the topic is the same as the previous. Point number one. Second, okay, you have to use it in this case. Where should you put that particle? This particle comes for the topic. Hence, it has to come after the topic. And instead, a va should be replaced by this particle mo. Okay? Third thing, mo will never come in the first sentence. It will only come in the second sentence. Clear? Let's see how much you've understood. Coming to using the same principle for this. My father is a doctor. My mother is a doctor. Let's first just write these sentences in Japanese without considering it also, more, nothing of that sort. No rule applied here. My father is a doctor. Since you are yet to build your vocabulary, my father. Father, the Japanese word is chichi. Chichi. If I'm telling it is my father, the word is chichi. But if I'm referring to someone else's father, the word is not the same. There is another word for it. It is oto-san. Repeat it. Oto-san. Let's frame out this sentence. My father is a doctor. So my father, the word is chichi. Doctor, the word is isha. Isha. Father is a doctor. I've written chichi and isha. Making this into a sentence. Chichi wa isha desu. It's a statement. Next, mother. If it is my mother, the word is haha. But the same, if I'm referring to someone else's mother, then the word becomes oka-san. Oka-san. Repeat it. Oka-san. So let me write this now. It's my mother, so I'm writing haha. Note, since this is a word, I'm not going to read this as wa. The sound here is very much the hiragana sound, which is ha. Ha ha. Isha, doctor, making this into a sentence. Ha ha wa isha desu. Okay. Grammatically, if this sentence has to be corrected, it should be my mother is also a doctor. In English, we don't replace anything, it's just added, it's an additional word. But in Japanese, instead of this wa particle, chichi wa isha desu. Haha mo isha desu. So can we just revisit it? Revisit what is the concept of mo? First thing, when will mo be used? See, there are multiple usages of mo. As we go forward into lessons, we would be seeing what are the other places where mo will be used. This is the first usage which we have learned. So when is mo used? When the statement about the topic is the same as the previous one. Else, simply to tell, in English, wherever you use also or to, this mo particle will come. Okay. Second, mo, where is it going to be placed? It will be placed just after the topic. Not in the first sentence, but only in the second one. Clear? What are the new words you've learnt here? First one, father. Chichi, if it is my father. If it is someone else's father, it will be oto-san. Haha, if it is my mother. And if someone else's mother, it will be oka-san. So, finally we are into the last particle for this lesson. Namely the particle no. No as a particle again has multiple usages. We will be seeing that in the forthcoming lessons. The first usage is under discussion now. No as a modifier. It is a particle that is used to connect two nouns. Let's name it as N1 and N2. And when N1 is an organization or a group to which N2 belongs, the particle no is used. I'll read the sentence again. It may not be understandable, but just bear with me for now. N1 is an organization or a group to which N2 belongs. So I've taken out 3 examples for our discussion. N1 is an organization or a group to which N2 belongs. Let's start writing down these sentences in Japanese as much as we know. Hari is an employee of TCS. Hari, by now I'm sure you will be familiar with the katakana of this. Hari-san wa TCS. Note, I am writing TCS first. TCS no shine this. Employee, the word I am using here is shine. Shine this. Hari-san wa TCS no shine this. Can we again repeat the application of no? N1 is an organization or a group to which N2 belongs. Let's see how it is used here. This is no, so the one before it is N1 and the one after it we will call it as N2. So no is connecting two nouns. The first noun is an organization to which this N2 belongs. Able to get it? TCS is an organization to which this shine means employee. So employee of TCS. The word order is a bit different compared to the English one. I'm not giving any comparisons. Just understand that TCS comes first, followed by shine. Let's do it for the second sentence. Raji is a student of REC College. Raji-san wa. So I'm writing the organization first because N1 has to be the name of the organization. REC College. The word is Daigaku. Daigaku. REC Daigaku no student. The word is gakusei. Gakusei desu. Raji-san wa REC Daigaku no gakusei desu. One other thing you would be noticing throughout the discussion for today, I have not been very conscious in leaving spaces in some places. Some places I've left a space. Actually, Japanese script, you don't leave space between words, unlike what you do in English. You can just write this without any spaces at all. And still you will be able to read it. It's just by practice. There is no difficulty or confusion even if you don't leave space between the words. The last one, let's try. I. What is the word for it? Watashi. So, watashi wa. What is the organization or the group name here? IIT College. So, I'll write IIT Daigaku no professor or teacher. The word is sensei. Repeat it. Sensei. Sensei. IIT Daigaku no sensei desu. Sensei desu. Watashi wa IIT Daigaku no sensei desu. So, again, going over the role of no. No is a particle that is used to connect two nouns, wherein N1 is an organization or a group to which N2 belongs. So here, this is the organization name to which N2 belongs, and in what rank or what status that they belong. In the first case it is employee, shine. In this case it is gakusei, as a student, and in this case it is as a teacher. So this is about the application of no particle. It's time to recap what we have learnt in the first lesson of grammar. We started by learning about the sentence pattern N1 wa, N2 this. In this context, we got introduced to two things. One, the topic marker wa and the copula this. Wa is that particle which indicates that the word placed before it is the topic. So the placing or the positioning of it comes immediately after the topic. The second thing was the copula or the verb this. This is a verb which is placed at the end of the sentence, and it is used in polite or formal style of communication. Whenever you see the sentence ending with this, you could take it that this sentence is a statement. And the moment a ka is put after this, that statement becomes a question. And that's when we learned that ka is the question marker. We learned to frame two kinds of questions. One, the yes or no kind of question to check whether the statement is correct or not. Like, Hari-san wa gakusei desu ka? If your answer is yes, then it should begin with Hai, gakusei desu. And if your answer is no, then it would be Iie, gakusei ja arimasen. Where did we learn this conjugation? We learned it under this, that there are two ways or two tenses in which this conjugates. Non-past and past. Past we have still not touched upon, but non-past we have covered that it conjugates this way. And the second question type which we had learned was about questions with interrogatives, where it was the placing of the ka and the interrogative was N, va, and then interrogative comes, and finally it ends with ka. Two interrogatives we've learned. One was this none, what, and who, the word is dare. None, if you want to ask someone's age, you could ask nan sai desu ka? Sai represents age, and what is your age? So nan sai. Or for example, Hari-san wa nan sai desu ka? That's one way of constructing sentences with nan sai. The next three things which we had covered was the name suffix called san. Whenever you refer to someone else's name, you attach the suffix san after the name. This is to be used with any other person's name, but not your own name. Keep that in mind. The next two particles were mo and no. Mo is a particle that is used along with the subject or the topic. Whenever the statement about the topic is the same as the previous, like my mother is a doctor, my father is also a doctor. In that context, the first sentence, the particle va only should be used. But in the second sentence, instead of va, you will substitute it with the particle mo. And the last particle was the particle no learnt in this lesson. Multiple usages. One usage which we learnt was N1 no N2, where N1 is an organization or a group to which N2 belongs. Examples of these sentences: TCS no shine this. REC Daigaku no gakusei desu. So these were the points learnt in our first lesson of grammar.